Good evening to you from wherever you're watching us. Thanks for joining us on the Friday edition of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, tonight on the show, it's good for Team Nigeria at the Paralympics. We'll be talking about all of that, all for you. That precious medal has been added to Nigeria's haul. Gold it is, and we'll be talking about all of that, all for you. We will also be talking about all the other things happening in your fast-paced, money-spinning world of sports. Of course, the Super Eagles will be up against Benin Republic. We talk about that as well. We will also take a look at the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. We will also look at football on the domestic scene. That's the outlook of the show tonight. It's a two-man show. My colleague, Austin Okonakman, is suited and ready as we go on this trip together.
What a great news to you, Yemi, and of course, everyone joining us on the show tonight. I'm super excited for Team Nigeria and what Onyechi Mark did today. I was right there at the Port de la Chapelle Arena to witness her break the world record 3 times and win Nigeria's first gold medal at the Paralympics in style. We just hope that the medals will keep rolling in tomorrow when 3 of our very good Paralympians get out there to see what they can do for the motherland, Yemi.
All right, so we'll see what happens in that one. Also, we're hoping at some point to have a robust conversation around the Super Eagles. Hopefully, we might be able to have the media officer join us. Hopefully, it comes through for us. But first, let me introduce our guest in the Lagos studio. Damilola Onifade joins us now. Damilola, greetings to you. Thanks for finding time to be with us on the show tonight.
Yeah, it's good to be here, Yemi. Good to be back on a very special day. Some good news to share today.
All right, talking about good news. In a few seconds, we'll talk about the Paralympics. So let's take a breather. And after this little pause, we will be straight into the segment where we talk the Paralympics. All right, Damilola, your thoughts. I don't know if you're like me. I thought it was going to be a rain. Slight showers. In terms of medals, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Because
we're used to it. But a lot of people have cautioned me and said it's not over yet. A lot of medal hopefuls tomorrow. And so we might still get more than 4 or 5 gold medals as it goes. But so far, your thoughts?
I think so far, by our level of investment and preparation, just about 3 weeks ago I was here, and that was I think just about a day or 2 before the Paralympians were supposed to travel to Germany for their training tour. And I jokingly said that day that I just need to add a few letters, and that tour will have become tourism. I wasn't sure we're going there as athletes or as tourists. So if you put that side by side, the results we're getting, and then you understand that even these showers, we need to do the usual thing. Thank God for the blessings of these medals and appreciate the athletes. We've not done the right investment, no doubt about it. I give more kudos to the athlete for whatever we achieve from the Paralympics. Of course, the administrators want to take all the glory, as usual. And sometimes some of these performances kind of overshadow the kind of poor administration that we've had in our sport generally. But let's not take the shine away from these athletes by dwelling too much on what we've not done right. Whether we've done something right or not is not what matters. What matters at the end of the day, like Austin said, is that a Nigerian athlete, para-athlete today, broke 3 world records in the same event and ended up with a gold medal. That is what we should celebrate.
All right. That is what we should celebrate. So let's not take that moment for granted. Also, you were there. You saw it live. We read the stories. Some saw it on TV, but you were there. I'm very sure you'll be a very proud Nigerian seeing this happen.
I cried. For the first time watching a live sporting event, I shed tears. And it's just part of what watching these special athletes can do to you. The confidence Onyechi kept showing each time she comes out to the arena, when she was chasing the Paralympic record, by the way, that was set by her competitor, Lucy Ejike. She was so calm, did it in style. came back, broke the world record. She said if they had allowed her, she can still come back again and lift another world record. You know, so it was so good. It was so good. Good moment for special sports in Nigeria. Good one for athletes who put their best. That's Esther right there. She won silver in her own event. She came out to support. Thomas Kure also. He didn't win today, but he was out there to support. That's the minister, his daughter, people from the Paralympic Committee of Nigeria. They were all there to celebrate with this wonderful, absolute champion in Onyechi. She showed, in fact, it wasn't just Nigeria. The entire hall were rooting for Onyechi because of how calm and the showmanship she was putting. It's like she was just lifting the weights in her bedroom. She didn't even look at the crowd. Special moment for Nigeria, and I just hope that it will motivate the guys who will compete tomorrow. Flora Ubunwa will be busy with javelin. She has won back-to-back gold medals at the Paralympics, so I'm rooting for her to make it a three-peat at the Games. There is also Lorita that will compete in the shot put. Lorita Onye, she has a gold and a bronze medal from the Paralympics. And then Issa Ogunkunle has gotten everyone talking at these games. He will be going against a Korean opponent. It looks good for Team Nigeria, and I'm just hoping that win or lose, I keep saying it that these guys are champion, but each time they win, there's something they do. They inspire people, and that's why we feel that the Paralympics brings nothing but magic here.
Yeah, I agree with you. Totally, 100%. In a few seconds, I'll go across to, give you what Team Nigeria has been able to do today, the events we've participated in, and also look forward to tomorrow. Austin has talked about a few things that will happen tomorrow, and we hope that will be the case. I'll just go across now, and of course, Damilola will share his thoughts for us. This is the highlight of today, the high point. Onyechi Mark, of course, winning Nigeria's first gold medal in the women's up to 61 kilogram powerlifting event, smashing her own world record, lifting a breathtaking weight of 147 kilogram. She lifted 150 to set a world record. Amon Okechukwu finished 6th in the men's high jump, T44 jump over 1.85 meters. This is Team Nigeria's performance for today. The things that happened on Friday. And Lucy Ejike, this one was a surprise. We were already counting this as at least a medal, but it didn't happen. She finished 4th in the women's up to 67 kilogram lifting, 132 kilogram. But like Austin said, they are all winners. Whatever happens, they are all winners. They put a lot into this. These athletes should be celebrated. There shouldn't be, oh, you won a gold, you did. They should all, either they won a medal, finished on the podium or not, they should be celebrated. Damla, let me get your thoughts. Before we look at what's going to happen tomorrow, we can also be optimistic that a few more medals will be added. But your thoughts to what I said about celebrating all of these athletes. Let's not come with this, you want gold, this is what you get, you want silver, this is what you get.
It's the spirit of the Olympics, really. They are all champions participating, representing your country, something to be proud of, whether you win a medal or not. Like I've always said, for events like this, I think if we don't win, it's more of a reflection of what we've done at home than what these athletes are doing in Paris. So nobody should even just go there to Paris and blame the athlete. For Lucy specifically, I want to mention, yes, she came forth this year, but this is an athlete that have won medal for Nigeria since she started representing Nigeria at Sydney 2000. 2000 till now, this is her 7th event. She has won 6 Paralympic medals, gold, silver, and bronze. All kind of medals that were available, she has won. In other parts of the world, this lady will come back to a heroic welcome. But I'm not sure anybody is thinking about that yet. Hopefully, they will pick something and they will plan something. Because even if this is her last event, she must go out with a blaze of glory. She shouldn't go out. The last memory of her must not be that she did not finish on the podium. It must be the 6 medals she has won for this nation before today. And that's just to summarize everything you've said, that they are all winners, irrespective of their position. We had about 2 of them that will be competing tomorrow as well, that have won 2 medals already, and they could make it 3 by tomorrow. So what is not there to celebrate of our athletes? I hope we can do better administratively.
Well, that's what we all agree on. All right, let's talk about what's going to happen tomorrow. Then we'll go back to Austin. He has talked about a few of those events already. So let's just look at tomorrow, medal prospects, and I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm still optimistic nonetheless of Nigeria's chances. And you look, you hear the names, and you understand why I'm optimistic of Team Nigeria's chances of heading to the medal hall that we already have in Paris right about now. For Saturday, that's tomorrow. Powerlifting, women's up to 79-kilogram final. You know that name, Bosse Omolayọ. She's in there with a shout. Para table tennis, bronze medal match. Iso Ogunkunle, of course, a lot of people have been talking about him. He'll be up against an opponent from Korea, but no worries. He has shown us a few good moments at this Olympics, so we shouldn't be afraid of any other outcome than a win. All right, so let's see some other events for Saturday as well. So this is what you're going to get. Powerlifting, women's up to 86-kilogram final. Lovely Lobiji, you know that name. So you also have powerlifting, women's over 86 kilograms for Lashade Olufemiayo. I mean, you look at these names if you've ever had anything to do with Paralympics, you know these names are synonymous to medals for Team Nigeria. So Austin, once again, you've talked about it already, but once again, you sound very optimistic. And I hope when next we're talking, we will be talking about medals for these amazing athletes.
I've always been optimistic, because I know the work that these para athletes put into their craft. They are very dedicated, they're loyal to their calling. They want to represent Nigeria. They love winning, and that's what they always show. Is each time they step out, to compete. I'd even call the powerlifters that will be busy tomorrow because I've seen a bit of what they can do. But for that second lift that failed Lucy Ejike today, she's a champ through and through. She was hoping to medal, but for that lift that wasn't counted, it just turned everything around for her. But it's all good. We are still celebrating what Onyinyechi did today. And when I spoke to Onyinyechi, she said a gold for one is a gold for all of them. Not just powerlifters, but for the entire para-athletes that are representing Nigeria. Bosse Omolayọ, hopefully she gets to do her bit tomorrow. She's a champ 100%. I just hope that she goes out there, show the sort of quality that she has. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. She's supposed to be on the podium. I mentioned Flora Wunwa, Rio 2016, gold with a world record. Tokyo, gold with a world record. So what are we talking about? I'm expecting her to go out there and do her thing. Loretta Onye, Tokyo, Rio 2016, gold. Tokyo, bronze. She's always been on the medal. I believe she can do the same. Issa Ogunkunle has got the world talking about him now. He wants to sustain that momentum. I was right there with them yesterday. I sat on the same bed where they sleep. We talked for a long time. I know these guys want to compete for the motherland and bring pride and glory, and I believe that's what they will do tomorrow. Now, it's up to the ministry, it's up to PCN, it's up to Nigerians to support these guys. And I met up with the Honorable Minister of Sports Development, John Owaneno, right after Onyinyechi's victory. And I said, with everything you've seen now, are you sure that now we're going to take full, complete support, take care of our athletes? This is what he said. Let's listen to the minister.
What sort of performance was it out there?
Well, I think it was incredible, and I think the feeling is fantastic for me, and for country. I mean, it's I couldn't be more proud. Yeah, watching her perform. I mean, it's beating every record. I mean, beating the existing world record and setting up a new world record. I mean, it's how good can it be on a day like this?
And what you've seen now, has it opened your eyes to the fact that we need to give more support to these para athletes?
Why not? As a ministry, that's what we're already doing. I mean, it's both from the fact that they've always given us more medals. I think that there are even a group of people that need to be supported and assisted more. Which is why it's everything this ministry has done is to make sure that they are treated equally. With their counterparts that were part of the Olympics.
World record again. Is that a clear testament of the Niger spirit?
Well, I think I saw the Niger spirit at display. I mean, I saw it at work. I mean, it's. I mean, the mood. I mean, the mood was what it was ecstatic, and all of that. Yeah.
So that's it. Damilola Onifade. There's a reason why I asked the Honorable Minister that question. Is it time to start supporting them now with all you've seen? And he said yes. So it's time for us to now hold them responsible. Win or lose, we must start supporting special athletes in Nigeria.
We must, and I think it's good that you asked the minister and then he made the commitment. He said they've been doing that. I don't know if all of us will agree, but whether they've been doing it... I don't
think we can all agree with
that. I don't want to speak for anybody.
I don't think we are, but at least that we have that commitment.
Yeah, it's important, and there's something to hold him on to. At least it's not his predecessor that said it. It's now from his own. He said it himself, and then we can hold him accountable for everything he had said, every promise he had made to the athletes, and we must do better, and we can do better as a nation.
Look, we get all of these statements made out of excitement and all that. If we want to change sport, it's a wholesome package. You look at some of these athletes, you place them side by side, the para athletes from other countries. Let's not even talk about performance. Let's look at equipment.
Of course.
The difference. So, look, I know I'm beginning to sound like a broken record, but you see, until we are ready for these things, most of these people go to these events. It's almost looking like a jamboree to me. If you ask me, a lot of people, there's a lot of fun.
That's for the administrators.
For the administrators. Are they there because of these athletes? Because if they are, their welfare, just like Austin is saying, their welfare will be of paramount importance. And just like you said, these athletes are doing it. They want to prove a point. They're doing it. It's the Niger spirit in some of them. If we want to go by what we have put into them, nobody should complain if we come home empty-handed.
Nobody should complain.
There's really nothing. We just don't let me go down that route. But look, it's just patriotism that makes us say all of these things, and it's not because anybody wants to criticize anybody. No. These issues, to be honest, is even beyond the sports minister. As a country, we must decide this is what we want. This is how we want to do sports. And for instance, stop allowing people who have no business with sports.
I agree that maybe some of the issues might be beyond the sports minister. But you see, one of the reasons why I don't usually want to end the conversation there is that if we say that it's beyond the sports minister, well, can we all just pack it up and go home? Because if it's beyond the sports minister, then who will do it? Because even if the sports minister cannot solve all the problem, he must have an idea, he must put programs in place that must show us the light of the direction we can go. Nobody is asking Senator Eno to solve Nigerian sport problems, even if he spends 8 years there. He's not going to resolve it. Even in any other country, there are still teething problems affecting sport. But we can have a better direction than we have at the moment.
All right. We can have a better direction than we have at the moment. All right. Someone who can answer some of those questions is, of course, the man in charge of the Paralympic Committee of Nigeria, the PCN. And, of course, he has some views. Of course, he's analyzed everything and he's seen what is going on in Paris. And this is what he has to say.
Can you wrap up so far the performance of powerlifting at the Paralympics?
So far, so good. We have won silver medal. This is good, and more medals to come.
What do you make of what Onyechi just did today? Is that a clear testament that we actually have the quality to conquer the world in powerlifting?
Meanwhile, Onyechi is the best in her class. Today again, she set a record and broke the record. Shows we have all it takes to take the Paralympic Federation to another level.
So, powerlifting has given us 1 gold, 1 silver.
Yes.
There more gold to come?
More gold to come. More medals.
When are we expecting them?
I'm expecting from Shade. I'm expecting from Lucy. I'm expecting. We have Bosse, we have Lovelin. All the gold medalists hope.
With this now, does this show that we need to give more support to powerlifting in Nigeria?
We have no option. These are the only sports that give Nigerian medals in every event. I believe Minister of Sports is here. I asked them to focus on powerlifting. Since our gold medal comes from them, let them give us their best. All they need a little incentive. They will give us. They will set new record in the world. Like what happens to them?
They always tell me infrastructure, equipment. How can we change that situation in Nigeria?
This is not only for governments. We need corporate bodies to come in and step in and change the sports. Other our counterparts all over the world. It's not their government that sponsor them, that buy equipment for them. Some of them buy equipment. Toyota sponsor a lot of companies. So we need corporate bodies to come, not only government. We need them.
All right, that was actually the president of the Powerlifting Federation of Nigeria, Chiemeka Ezenwani. And that brings us to the end of this segment on the Paralympics, and it also takes us to a break. When we return from that break, we'll be talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the big task ahead. All right, welcome back. Well, it's time to talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Back in the days, you talk about the Super Eagles, and you could feel, you believe that against any team they stand a chance. These days, it's not the same. They don't inspire so much confidence, but we love them all the same. We're Nigerians, and we want the Super Eagles to do well. Of course, the double header are up ahead, and so we're going to have a robust conversation on all of the issues surrounding Super Eagles. And join us on the show is the Super Eagles media officer, Promise Foge, is with us. Greetings to you. Thanks for finding time to be with us on the show tonight.
Thank you so much for having me on your program today. You talked about the Eagles not inspiring confidence at this time. Well, that's quite debatable because despite the fact that results have not been very good in recent times, the Super Eagles are still the Super Eagles. I mean, that's the biggest football brand as far as national team football is concerned on the continent of Africa. And so sometimes you go down. The most important thing is finding yourself and being able to find that balance and get back to where you belong. And the Eagles are willing, very much determined to get back to that pride of place.
All right. What's the mood in camp? What can you tell us? Yeah.
Excellent. The players responded very, very smartly, responded very quickly to camp this time around. Camp opened on Monday, and as at Monday morning, as early as 8 a.m., 9 a.m., we already had 7 players in Akwa Ibom State. And on Tuesday, we already had on Tuesday we had 20 players, and on Wednesday there were 22, and Victor Osimhen was the latest arrival yesterday. Proud to Victor's arrival, the mood in camp was boisterous. And I was opportune to speak to some of the guys in-house, and I mean, they are oozing with confidence. Wilfred told me he was captain of the side in June. I mean, the absence of Wilfred Williams Troost-Ekong, and he said they had a meeting, in the aftermath of the loss to Benin Republic. The coaches were not even aware of that meeting. He said the players sat down together and they said to themselves, "Hey guys, I mean, we can't put up performances like this. We have to do what is needed and do what is necessary and do what is expected of us." He said they unanimously said to themselves that qualification for the Africa Cup of Nations, Nigerians should not bring out calculators. He said as far as the World Cup qualifiers are concerned, they are down, but they are not out. And they are determined to, navigate that bend. 6 more games to go. Qualifying for the World Cup is a possibility. And these players are ready, committed, dedicated to ensure that they put smiles back on the faces of football-loving Nigerians.
That sounds good. Promise, good to have you on the show. And I must say congratulations on becoming the media officer of the Super Eagles. Good to see you also. I Promise, it's Benin Republic again, the Squirrels. I'm sure you know the story the last time they played the Super Eagles. What are these players saying to themselves, particularly that this is the same Benin Republic This is the same Benin Republic coached by former Super Eagles coach Genotro. Are they saying this time around they will come out and beat this team silly?
You know, when Benin Republic defeated Nigeria in Abidjan, I was there with them. If you go back and take a look at that team again, you would agree with me. Take a look at the stats. The Super Eagles were the better side, over 90 minutes. You know, Benin Republic had those chances, courtesy of some defensive errors, and they capitalized on those, you know, defensive errors to score 2 goals. And then in the second half, they had all player behind the ball. It wasn't really that the Beninois were better than the Eagles on that day. It was just a bad day in office for our boys. They realized that, you know, they still cringe at the fact that they allowed Benin Republic win that game, which was, I mean, the very first time ever that the Squirrels would beat the Super Eagles at any location, at any venue. But as far as this game is concerned tomorrow, it's a home game. Uyo has been a fortress for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And certainly, they say thunder or lightning should not strike twice in one place. You know, and so for the Super Eagles, they are looking at revenge. Beyond revenge, they want to ensure that the AFCON qualifiers does not take the same shape as the World Cup qualifiers, you know, took. So putting that at the back of their minds, I have told a couple of persons, personally, with what I've seen in training as well, you know, I pity Benin Republic, honestly. Someone asked me to make a prediction, and I boldly said, if you're a punter, go and stake over 2.5, you know, in favor of the Super Eagles. It's going to happen. Believe me.
All right. I like that confidence. I like its promise. We will still come back to talk about it. Give us camp updates. What's the fitness level of the players? Who is having stomach bug? Who has picked a knock? Is everyone doing fine?
No knocks, no illness. Everyone is fit. Everyone is fine. The doctors have been very, very cautious as regards what the players eat, what they take for breakfast, what they eat for lunch, what they take for dinner, the spacing of the feeding, and I mean what kind of fruits they take. The conditioning of these players have been put into serious consideration, knowing fully well the importance of these games. And so it was Ademola Lookman who picked a slight knock on his shoulder in training, but that has been shrugged off. He trained yesterday, he trained again today, and there were no signs of pains on him. So 23 players are available for selection. I don't envy Austin Eguavoen at this time. He's supposed to choice. He might be having some selection headache later tonight.
Okay, all right. Let me just quickly engage Damilola with us in the studio. Of course, Promise told us that it's debatable if I say that the Super Eagles do not inspire confidence. So, a neutral perspective, what's your take?
Well, I think Promise has a job to do, and he's doing it well. I think if a team will inspire confidence, you have to look at their last set of results. And the Super Eagles, even when they've won, it's been a case of moving from 3 days fast to 7 days fast for the fans. Even when they win these days, you don't leave the stadium, even for a home game, and get excited to go home and celebrate the win of the Super Eagles against African oppositions that we ordinarily should be beating. And this has not been disrespectful to any of our opponents. But we're sitting here discussing Benin Republic. Look for player. This is a Super Eagles team that has the current African Footballer of the Year, the Super Eagles team that has the only African player on the Ballon d'Or list. And the 4 of us on this show cannot boldly say, maybe the 3 out of 4 of us cannot boldly say that the Super Eagles will come out and blow away the Beninois. It says a lot about where we are at the moment. But that's, again, I agree to some extent that it doesn't take away anything from the fact that we have the better players. But do they deliver on match day? That's the question, and that's the worry. I hope the coaches can get to the players and get the performance out of them. I don't think talent, ability is a problem. The problem is deeper than that. I don't know what it is, really. I don't know what it is. But you just get to see the Super Eagles on match day. You start asking yourself, is this not the same Demola Lukman that you see at Atalanta? Is this not the same Musime of Napoli now, Galatasaray? Is this not the same Trustekog you see play in the Europa Conference League? And you wonder, for 90 minutes, it's like we don't have any sense of direction. And even when we score goals, you could hardly see the build-up to the goal. You could hardly celebrate it. And that's what bothers many people about the Super Eagles. Hopefully, they will get their hearts together tomorrow.
Yeah.
And because it's a new qualifier for the AFCON, it will be a new turn. Because this AFCON qualifier is going to be more difficult. The entire 6 games will be played this year because AFCON is next year.
All right. We don't want to keep Promise for too long. Maybe just one more final question so that we don't keep him for too long. Promise, give us your thoughts on this one. Do you feel that the Super Eagles, with everything that has happened, will be able to turn the corner and, change the impression? Some, not all, I must admit, not all. Maybe some of us have. Yeah.
Yes, let me quickly respond to Onifade's submission. Why I said is very simple. I mean, it's less than a year ago the Super Eagles got to the finals of the Africa Cup of Nations. That's the biggest football competition on the continent. They were just within a touching distance of laying their hands on the trophy. They could have easily been the African champions as you speak. So when a man falls, I mean, it doesn't mean he's down and he's completely out. What is most important is finding your feet and getting back to the best ways. It's less than a year ago we talked about, we celebrated the Super Eagles winning the AFCON silver medal. The last couple of games, yes, have not been so good. But to now answer your question, my brother, I think the loss to Benin Republic would actually serve as the impetus to push these guys. I mean, they are no longer minnows in African football. Earlier today, South Africa could not even beat Uganda at home. It ended they had to come from behind to draw 2-2. Yes, we have a plethora of players, but let's not lose sight of the fact that other countries in Africa are also, they now also have players in diaspora who play for clubs in Europe. And so we have the competition in Africa getting very stiffer. But for a country like Nigeria, in the case where we have superstars, we expect our teams to win every day and every time. Yes, it's good. It's good to have those expectations, but let's also consider the fact that sometimes, anybody could have a bad day at office, and that was what happened in Abidjan. Not also forgetting the fact that we missed some key players in the June window. The number of players who are in camp today were not available as at that time. So you don't expect a man with one leg to run, with so much speed with a man who's got his 2 legs. So let's cut the team some slack. They are back to camp. They want to really turn the tides. They know Nigerians are not happy, and they want to correct whatever errors that they made in June. And I am confident. I've been with them for the past 5-6 days, and what I feel, the pulse I feel from these guys, they want to go onto the pitch tomorrow, Saturday, and go for the kill.
All right. I guess that's a good place to leave it. Promise Afoge, I want to thank you for your time on the show. Hopefully, we'll be able to do this again some other time.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. Of course, before the game today, the Super Eagles had a presser, and of course, the interim coach of the team, Austin Egoevon, and of course, the, should we say, vice captain now, Truce Ekong, had a few words to say. Let's listen to both of them. We'll come back to talk some more on the Super Eagles.
It's a new journey. We all know preparation towards Nations Cup qualifiers, first game, and nothing short of winning. Expectations are high, but we're in good spirit. We're at home. We respect people. We expect the same thing too, but nothing short of winning. 3 points is crucial. And that's what we're aiming for. This game comes with pressure. And Nigeria, we've placed ourselves so high that when we're playing against any team, they come with everything. So our Nigerians, because of the love for the game, it's nothing but winning. So that's where the pressure comes. But we're equal to the task. Definitely we are relaxed. The skipper talked about it. The mood is good. We're at home. So nobody comes to our home and dictate what will happen to us. Under pressure, not really, but we're relaxed.
It's always a big privilege to be here again. We're very excited about this new campaign. I think everyone doesn't need to be reminded how much joy we had only months ago in the last AFCON and the years leading up to that to qualify. I think this is our biggest idea and message to the team as well, is that we want to make sure that we're there again in Morocco. That starts today. It's going to be a long journey. But yeah, what we did last time, we want to do better, and that starts with winning games and qualifying for the tournament. So the mood has been very good, very focused. Just walking up now to the press conference, I was telling our boss that I think the boys are in the right mindset. And from what I've seen in training so far, I've really liked it. So it's up for us to do it on Saturday, tomorrow. But everything has been going in the right direction. I don't think we look at where the coach is from. I've said it many times before. I think it's always an advantage when we have a coach that is from Nigeria, someone who's been on the field, has stepped in our shoes, has walked the walk before us. So I think that adds so much experience to us. Nothing is a given for me. I know that I have to earn my place here. I have to work hard to deserve to be here with the rest of the team. And all of us know that the responsibility eventually lies with us. You know, when the game starts, the coach can prepare us. Things can go well, things can go bad. That's football. There's no guarantees. I can tell you guys we're going to win 100% tomorrow, but I can't guarantee anything. We can only guarantee as a team that we're going to put on a performance that we are proud of.
All right, maybe we can take that, a performance that we can be proud of. We all acknowledge that anything can happen in football. William Troost-Ekong there speaking. Of course, Augustine Goivon as well speaking on the game tomorrow, ahead of the game tomorrow. All right, Demlola, just a few seconds because we have a lot of ground to cover. Your thoughts, listening to both of them, what can you deduce?
All I can deduce is that the players have, their backs are pushed to the wall. They just have to perform, and they have no choice but to do that.
They have no choice but to do that. All right, let's quickly move on the show because we're pressed for time. Let's talk about the Nigeria Premier Football League. We're going to reel out the fixtures, and hopefully we'll be able to have a mention for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup as well. I'll go across now and take the fixtures. We should be excited, of course. Match day 1 is what we want to talk about in the upcoming season. All right, there you go. Abia Warriors will be up against Remo Stars. Match day 1 on Sunday. Of course, is our focus now. The Akure Gunners, Sunshine Stars, up against Bayelsa United. Nasarawa United will be up against Shooting Stars 3SC. Heartland, the Naze Millionaires. A lot of people still don't understand the criteria that got them back, but it's no longer news. They are back in the top flight. Will be handled by Emmanuel Lamley. Kwara United up against Niger Tornadoes. Bendel Insurance will take on Rivers United. Kano Pillars will take on Ikorodu City. Plateau United will take on Katsina United. These are the matches on match day 1. These are the fixtures, interesting fixtures. Let me go to Austin quickly. We're already seeing interesting fixtures, but of course, we have to see them kick the ball before we know what to expect.
The first 10 matches really get us talking, you know, and if you think I don't know what I'm talking about, go check what happened in the game between Rangers and El Kanemi Warriors. El Kanemi Warriors, a team that has been struggling, but when they played Rangers, it was a different ballgame entirely. So I'm looking forward to seeing what those other teams can do, particularly that fixture that says Heartland versus Eimba. That's a derby on its own, you know. So, and the beauty of this season again, I mean, it goes beyond just the players. For instance, that fixture has got Coach Emmanuel Amonike for Heartland. If you check other teams also, you can see that they are top quality coaches in the Nigeria Premier Football League now, and that pumps up the competition. Coach Imama Amakapabo is back. Finidi George is there with Rivers United. There's Monday Odige. There's Benga Bumbodede. There is Ladam Boso, who is making a huge return back to the Nigeria Premier Football League. So it will be good to see how the conversations will, leave just players and the clubs and fall on the coaches, because that's what we see right in the Premier League that gets us talking. So good fixtures. What about our fixture that says Bendel Insurance versus Rivers United? What a way to start the season. That one will definitely get us talking. Bendel Insurance in the last 2 years, they've been showing us that they can be that team that we can get talking about. We'll talk about league football in Nigeria, so hopefully they can do something. I like that fixture also that says Plateau United versus Katsina United. That's another derby in any way you want to look at it. Abia Warriors and Remo Stars will also get us talking in some ways. And of course, the team that I love talking about, that on a good day, if they want to play football, it's difficult to beat them. That's Kwara United taking on. I'm still wondering how they survived relegation and they're still here, Niger Tornadoes. So it's early days. It's just starting. So there's not much to talk about in terms of analysis. But if you want to take a look at league football from where we're coming from, I think we're making some progress with league football in Nigeria.
Yeah, I agree 100%. All right, let's go to Colombia. That's our parting shot on the show. The FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup it is. And of course, the last set of matches in Group D, where Nigeria's Falconets, who can seal passage to the next round with a good result. Just ensure you do not lose. And it's easy. We don't need calculators for this one. Their destiny is in their hand. Venezuela, the Whipping Girls, in a group up against Nigeria, Korea Republic, up against Germany that has already qualified. A lot of people are saying they don't see Korea beating Germany. That is why you need to do your job. Mm-hmm. You never can tell what's going to happen.
Yeah, you never can tell. But I'm confident that we're not going to lose. And a draw might just be good enough for us in this competition. Usually at this level, even at world level, I'm confident of Nigerian women at this level. We have a very good record. I mean, this is a competition we played the finals twice. So I think we'll qualify. Then after now, the big assignment of the road to the final then starts.
All right. Let me yield to us, and even as we go, I think they will qualify as well. What happens from that point is what I don't know. So, Austin, the ball is yours now. It's in your court. What do you think will happen as we were to wrap things up on the show?
I'm confident they will keep getting better. I called that game against Germany. I don't want to say they were unfortunate, but there are lessons in it for the Falconets. When you create chances in football, you must, I repeat, you must take them. If you go and look at that game again, if they are scored with those chances that they got when Germany was struggling to get their reading, it would have been a different analysis entirely. So beat Venezuela properly tomorrow. You're as good as your last game. Beat Venezuela so that whatever opponent you're meeting will go and look at that game, tremble, and already start losing before they meet you, because it's all psychological. So I want to wish the Falconets all the best. I think it's a good team. We saw their quality in the opener against Korea. Korea, by the way, not a pushover team, and they did their bit, won that one. I keep saying the hardest result in football is a 1-0 win, because it can just turn around and before you know what's happening, you're losing 2-1, 3-1. So shout out to the Falconets. This one, again, I repeat, is for development. Nigeria Football Federation, get your pen and papers, take down valuable lessons and see ways that you can improve the team. Build. We need to learn how to build. Don't wait for just win so that you play propaganda with it. So that's it. In Paris, I'm Austin Okonakman. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
All right, before we go right here in Lagos, I want to thank Damilola Onifade for his time on the show.
Pleasure.
Hopefully we'll do this again some other time.
Definitely. God willing.
All right, that's the show for today. It's the last one for the week. But before we go, we're going to leave you with pictures, highlights from the 2024 Paralympics. We want you to enjoy that. We'll see you next week. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.